Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am Jessie B, your host of the Princess Skywalker Lowdown, and tonight we are going to go over our Wrestlemania predictions. I do have a guest. He is running a little bit late, so we will go ahead. Oh, there he is. Let's go ahead and get him added. He's here.
Hey,
Hello.
what's up?
Welcome, Travis. Welcome. This is
How are
take
you?
two. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fucking tired. I'm ready to
Thanks
talk
for
some
rushing
some
home and
crap.
getting right on.
Yes, I'm a man of my word, and I don't like to disappoint. So here we are.
I appreciate you. I tried to do it on my own and it was horrible and the recording was all messed up anyway, so I deleted it. There's no record it ever happened. So that 15 minutes did not happen. All right, perfect. Well, we will get started here. We'll go over, let's see, AEW from last week to start with.
Oh boy.
I know you're such a fan, so
I mean, I want to be. I want to like AEW. They just make it really hard, you know.
yeah, sometimes. Well, I forgot to do my intro. I am Jessie B, the host of the Jet Princess Skywalker Lowdown. You can find me on Twitter at Jess Skywalker 10 or Princess Skywalker. Follow me on the page, Jess Skywalker Lowdown. We have Travis on here tonight. He is one of the hosts of the Reset Button podcast. Go ahead and let them know where they can find you, Travis.
People that don't know, I used to be Hibiki TMD on YouTube. Lost the channel, so I took all my podcasts that were on that, branched them out. Reset Button podcasts on YouTube, retro gaming, all that nerdy stuff. Oh, I got all your nerdy bases covered. If you like pro wrestling, Slam Pigs podcast on YouTube with my brother Mike. We're hitting up Philly this weekend. Look for the vlog, Wrestlemania. And your guest last week, our buddy TJ, Lawman, Sadman Steve Webber, everyone call him. We have a horror movie podcast on YouTube. Horrors, not horrors of Hibiki. Everybody says whores when they're a guest on my show. They're like, "What do you mean whores of Hibiki?" I'm like, that's hilarious, guy. But yeah, and I'm really on Twitter right now at Reset Button Pod. I promote all the shows just through that. So check me out right there, and please hit that subscribe because we're trying to build ourselves back up. It sucks losing like 2,000 followers when you lose an account and starting all over. So we're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone through so many YouTube or so many X accounts. I know what it's like. I went from 2,500 followers to nothing. All because I freaking said something negative about Amber Heard. Lost my account.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, that's what I lost my other account about. It was because I said something shitty to Amber Turd.
That's lame.
So it was pretty funny. We have a lot to go over though, and I don't want to. I want to go only to an hour tonight. We did an hour and 20 minutes last week, but we may end up going over because we've got a lot to cover. We've got three AEW shows and 2 WWE shows. Plus, we got to get to our WrestleMania predictions. I hope you guys have a blast out there this week. By the way.
It's my second WrestleMania. I went to 35 where Kofi Mania and all that stuff. That was the last like one night Mania, and this is going to be way better. We're going to both nights. That night I loved it, but God, it was fucking long, dude. You're talking with the pre-show. We got there about 9 hours. We sat.
That's a long time.
It's too long, and I'm so glad that WrestleMania is split. At first, I wasn't like sure when the first year they split it, but now they did it. So.
Yeah, it makes a lot more to watch, but at least you don't have to sit there for like 9 hours straight and try and continue to have your attention span up for an entire freaking hour.
And like I felt bad
9
for
hours.
Like, that's the year the women main evented for the first time, and I did feel bad for like Becky Lynch and them because we just had nobody had energy. Like we fucking tried, but I think we were all
there for 9 hours.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, man. It was like when it's when John Cena came out to confront Elias, and he came back to like the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So of course, my luck, it's the one WrestleMania Undertaker hasn't been on in like 20 fucking years. He never showed up the whole night. The crowd, I think, was waiting on that to happen to get our adrenaline back up to see Taker, but say la vie. It was still a good time. I'm so hyped though for this year's. It's just
You
Raw's
guys
been on
got some really
fire.
good matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Travis said that he's only going to night one.
What's that?
Travis said he was only going to night one.
You mean TJ?
Oh yeah, TJ. Duh.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of like work stuff, TJ can only make it night one, but we're still gonna have a blast with him. So
yeah, absolutely. You guys are gonna have a good time. Anytime we go to the WrestleMania or a live event, especially WrestleMania. It's like the Super Bowl for us nerds.
Exactly.
Sweet. All right, well, let's get into Dynamite a little bit. I'm going to go through this really fast. So we had Ospreay versus Shibata. That was a great match. Did you catch that one?
I did. Yeah. That was a good match.
That was a really good match. I like Ospreay. So anything he's in tends to be a really good match. His match with Takeshita made me start liking Takeshita because I thought Takeshita was boring as hell prior to that.
The Takeshita match scared the shit out of me. There was like a spot where they're doing that superplex and like he dropped him on his neck across the turnbuckle. It was still a good match, but I just remember like, holy shit, when that happened. No clue how Ospreay didn't break his neck. But I thought this was
rope burn all up his ass.
I mean, and that's my thing with AEW. I don't think the problem isn't the in-ring for me with AEW. It always delivers for the most fucking part. It always delivers. Ospreay's great. Ospreay kind of suffers from what I like to call modern wrestling syndrome. And a lot of these guys, they're fan-fucking-tastic, but I wish they would just a little bit slow down and let people process and register moves more. I think that's a big thing AEW should focus more on, is just stuff like that, because the show's so goddamn streamlined. It's just like boom, 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 and you're just desensitized by the end of the show. At least I am, speaking for myself. So it was a great match. Don't mean to be long.
It was a good match.
I started chugging coffee when I got home, so I was like on point for your show. So if I get like too talky, just tell me shut the fuck up.
No, you're totally good. I took an Adderall around 3, so I feel you, because I was tired. I didn't get any sleep last night because of my back. I seriously went to bend over to pick something up yesterday and threw my back out. So that just shows I'm getting fucking old. For one, at 39 years old, my back goes out freaking bending over for something. It was so dumb. So I didn't sleep very well last night because of the fact that I couldn't sleep. Every time I moved, I thought I was going to fucking die, because I'd move and it would spasm, and it's just like, oh, Jesus. And it was right at the center of my back. So even breathing was fucking rough.
That sucks. I hope you feel better.
Thanks. It's much better this afternoon. I can actually move. I can twist. It still hurts, but I can breathe and I'm not dying.
I feel left out that my headphones don't have ears. Like, I'm kind of jealous.
I know. I love my puffy ones. I have 2 pairs, but my other ones are dead. I have 2 pairs of puffies.
I have Dicto right here. You want to meet Dicto? All my viewers know Dicto.
That's cute.
My dog hates him.
I bet. I can't have any sort of stuffed animals. These 2 idiots will freaking eat them.
Oh, same. That's why Dicto stays in my office, because I love Dicto and I don't want him to get eaten.
Yeah, my office is my dining room, so there's no separation around here from the dogs to anything. That's why the cats hang out in the bathroom and in the closet, so that Tank can't get to him, because Tank terrorizes the cats. They could care less about Luna, but Tank terrorizes them. Anyways, the ADHD, I digress. The next match was the Young Bucks versus Private Party, which was a good match until the end. That EVP trigger was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
I think it's because they
slipped or something.
I think they, with their new gimmick, they changed their gear, I think. And I think they are, I'm not making excuses because that was rough, but I think it was like real slick on his shoe because they're used to wrestling in like what, the Nikes or whatever. So, but yeah, that was rough.
And the tennis shoes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, I mean, it was a fine match, but if you've seen this match before, it's exactly what their match was in the past for me. With like
Hmm.
a few high spots out. It's fine. I'm not going to shit on it because it's subjective. So it's
Right.
fine. I don't, as far as this tag title tournament, I don't think that, I think I'd send the Bucks to the finals, but I don't know if I'd put it right back on the Bucks. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it would make
Give it to
sense for the
someone else.
story, but yeah, yeah. Maybe it's time to get FTR hot again. Do fucking something with them. And I hate to sound like Jim Cornette, but even the Meltzer Awards voted fucking FTR Team of the Year. And if that side of the wrestling fandom loves FTR and the other side does, you should probably do something with them. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, people do universally love those guys. It's been a while since they've had, you know, a decent run of things because they've been on a losing streak lately. And that's something that they even talked about in their interview on Collision before their match. Was how they've been on a losing streak and they can't just look past the infantry. They had to make sure they focus on the infantry. And that ended up being a pretty good match. I actually just watched it. Today was the first time I got to watch Collision. It doesn't come on until 11:30 my time. And then Sunday I was just a vegetable all day long. And
I'm
I can only
happy
watch
for
so much wrestling.
same. I'm happy for Sean Dean because he's been busting his ass since like year one in that company as like a trainer, a wrestler. So I'm glad that they're finally doing something with him. And the new guy, Charlie Bravo. I like their gear is funny to me. It's kind of cool. I'm not hating on infantry. I'm glad they're trying to make new teams. So
Yeah. It's nice that they're focusing on the tag team division again a little bit more
mhm.
than they have been. They did the Hook and Jericho interview, which who knows where that goes. I'm not interested. I don't really care. Hook by himself, great. Don't put him with Jericho. Keep him away from Jericho. I'm just over the Jericho thing in general.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go down the NDDA allegations or just like, yes, he is overexposed and yes, blah blah. But if you're going to do a mentor gimmick with fucking Hook, literally the guy on commentary should be his mentor, his fucking dad. Why would it be Jericho? It makes you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. So
Yeah, I don't get. I'm not a Jericho fan though. Hey Luna, you coming to say hi to everybody?
hey, blurry pup.
Let's see if I can get her unblurred. See the
Maybe
gorgeous pup that she is. There she
yeah,
is.
she's pretty. Maybe she's like a huge Jericho fan, and you started talking shit, and she's like, "Wait a minute, I can't let that slide."
Yeah, maybe she is a closet Jericho fan. I hope not. My son, when he was growing up, he used to call him the booger. That's how he referred to Chris Jericho, was the booger. That's what he called him.
That's funny.
That's just how he referred to Chris Jericho, my now 19-year-old. He called him the booger.
But if I was Tony Khan, I would cool him off a little bit. I mean, he's pretty much just not had breaks from television at
Every
all.
week.
For me, what I think, for me, that atrocious Adam Cole feud match shit last year, ever
Uh-huh.
since then, it's just kind of, I didn't like the Don Callis stuff. I don't know. Just over it too right now. Give him a
I'm
break.
just over Jericho in general. He's done enough. It's time to let other people do it. Um,
And the thing is, I don't see it as elevating young talent when, okay, yes, Hook beat you in the match, and yes, that's fine. But I mean, Action Andretti, fucking, it's the follow up. It's what you do with that. And Hook's fine on his own right now. Like, just let Hook go out there and beat people's fucking ass, and it's just not needed. Just straight up not needed. I'd like to
no.
see Hook actually go for a real title this year. That would be nice.
Yeah. Instead of just carrying around the FTR title. Or FTW. FTW? FTW.
FTW,
Sorry, my
yeah.
bad. The women's match was really good. The four-way that they had. Did you catch that one?
I did not catch that one. I can't comment
Okay.
on it.
That was a good one. Willow pinned Anna Jay for the win. Um, She was attacked by Julia Hart. So it definitely looks like they're throwing everything at the TBS title right now. Looks like Mercedes is going to be in the TBS title picture rather than the world title, the women's world title picture.
I think
So it looks like that's where we're going to start that out.
I think that's for right now. That's smart because Tony Storm is really popular, and I think putting those two together, you don't want to not necessarily. You don't want to make the fans. You don't want to put Monet in a situation where like the fans got to choose a face. You know what I'm saying? You want her to for her first couple programs, put her in there with some shitty ass heels that nobody likes, and
yeah, definitely. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with her going forward, especially in the TBS title picture. I definitely think they're going to revisit her versus Willow for sure, from New Japan, because they're definitely hinting towards that quite a bit. And who knows, maybe Mercedes isn't 100% cleared quite yet, and that's why she hasn't really gotten any in-ring action since she's debuted. Maybe she's still just not quite up to par yet. God damn.
you know, for some reason, as great as she is at like the Bailey style babyface, I feel like low key Willow would be a great heel for some reason. Like I feel like
I think she would too.
I think she's got it in her. Like because when the time calls for it in a match, she can kick some fucking ass and turn up the fire. Like I love Willow Nightingale. She's tremendous.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Sorry, my dog just spilled coffee all over my white couch, so I'm trying to
no.
up. Assholes. That
Still
was my
salty about the Jericho shit. I'm telling you.
They are, except for it was the other dog this time. It was the dingus one. The one that's not very smart at all. I love him, but Tank is not a very smart dog. He is kind of a moron. Spends the majority of his time chasing his tail.
Isaiah Ray, what's up, man? I just figured out how to pull up the chat and stuff. So
Isaiah's sticking with me tonight. He was there for my embarrassing 15 minutes by myself. Oh boy, I will never go on by myself again. That was awful. I was like, yep, thank God that there's some audio issues on this one, so I could get rid of it.
Isaiah. It's all my fault.
Yeah, I'm definitely not experienced enough to do this shit by myself yet. I should have just moved it back half an hour when you told me you were going to be late.
It's all good. It's all, no worries.
Still have good time. We had the Best Friends versus the Undisputed Kingdom. Can't stand the Undisputed Kingdom thing. It makes absolutely no sense without MJF. Best Friends won that one. And it's the Young Bucks versus the Best Friends on Dynamite. The Cope says he's done with Christian. Thank God, because that was like beating a dead horse.
It was fine.
It was good while it lasted, but it lasted just a little bit too long.
And I know we're going to get there. I figure we're doing Collision next. I'm so excited that a certain person's finally getting, it looks like, a singles run with Copeland now. So here's hoping Malachi Black's used properly finally.
Yes. We'll definitely get to that. I'll go through Rampage, but I'm literally going to go through it in like 2 seconds because I took 5 notes from Rampage.
Dude, it was a rough Rampage.
It was a rough Rampage. Swerve versus Takeshita, the main event for Dynamite last week, was fantastic. Swerve is a phenomenal wrestler. I like watching him wrestle. So it's really good to see him get his flowers, start getting him promoted more. Loving that.
That's the guy right now. That's the guy, and they need to go with the current hot guy. I'm not saying he's a hot guy, but like red hot.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Popular wise guy. Right. You know, whose house everybody answers. So
I mean, he is a very attractive man, but
he is. But I totally get what you were saying before. So Swerve won that one, becomes the #1 contender for the title. I like that. I like Swerve as the #1 contender. I'm hoping that at Dynasty he takes it off of Joe. I don't like Samoa Joe as the champion, but that's just me personally. Never been a big fan of Samoa Joe.
Ooh,
Uh,
that's heresy.
I know. That's
What
just
is
how
it?
I feel,
What
though.
is it like? Is it like
I've just never
appearance
been
or?
able to get invested in him.
That's fair. Yeah.
There's just never been anything that's made me want to invest in him, I guess, if that's the best way
Yeah.
to put it.
It happens. It happens. Everybody's got that wrestler. I feel like we're just they don't see what everybody else sees.
That's like me with Charlotte Flair.
That's like me
Now
with Becky Lynch. So
I'm sure Ashley Flair is the nicest person on the face of the planet. Then that's what I've heard too. That Ashley Flair is one of the nicest people you could possibly ever meet in your life. She's apparently fantastic with fans. She she's a really good person as when she's herself. The character Charlotte Flair I don't like, but I think I'm biased because I never liked her dipshit douchebag father. So I think that has something to do with me not liking Charlotte is because I hated her father and I still to this day cannot stand her fucking disgusting ass father.
that's definitely fair.
He's a disgusting human being. So
I still don't understand. I mean, it's fine for Tony to bring in Flair to like honor Sting, but like to coincide with the deal with the energy drink and all this shit, especially when you fucking 2 years earlier on Twitter said some shit like Hulk Hogan will never be here in AEW, and then you put in someone who's just as bad with just as many skeletons. So I don't get it.
right. And I know it was a request by Sting. It was something Sting wanted. So he
I
sees
just
something and
realized.
we don't.
I'm sorry. I realized I have my wife's mug, so every time I take a sip, I'm flicking off your viewer.
You're flipping me off. That's a fantastic mug. I love it. Rampage in 30 seconds. Dustin Rhodes versus Butcher. Dustin Rhodes wins. Bullet Club did their stupid home invasion. I'm over this home invasion storylines. Why do we got to keep doing that?
Yeah.
Really stupid segment, in my opinion. Deanna Purrazzo came out and did a match against somebody. I didn't even get what her name was.
She's cooked.
Uh,
Tony, I'm telling you, get used to seeing her on Rampage because Tony got his use out of her for 2 fucking months, and now he has Mercedes Monet. And like, unfortunately, we've seen so many fucking times with signings and Tony Khan, he forgets about people. He fucking forgets he has people, and it's a shame because she's pretty good. You know?
yeah, she is good. May versus Nikita. Mariah May came out. She's great. Mariah May is really good. She's got some talent. She's really good.
She's gonna be a huge star.
She is going to be a huge star once she turns on Tony Storm. Unless it's either going to go, she's going to turn on Tony Storm, or she's going to become obsessed with her, like, why can't I spit out my words right now? Mickey James and Trish Stratus back in the day when she did that whole obsessive storyline and everything with her. Roderick Strong versus Matt Menard was the main event. Roderick Strong wins.
Yep.
Low blows by the Bucks. Blah blah blah.
I love Daddy Magic, but sorry, this episode sucked.
It was not a very good one. I didn't get all the way through Collision before today, so I only have a little bit of it. Adam Copeland versus Matt Cardona was a fantastic match. That was a great match.
I was shocked and I was happy to see Matt Cardona out there. I love that guy. And yeah, I mean, so happy these guys finally got to have that singles match. It all comes full circle. So that was a nice surprise.
It was definitely a nice surprise because nobody expected it. Nobody expected it to be him that was going to answer the call. Yeah. So that was awesome. FTR versus Infantry. What were we going to say?
My bad. I was just going to say Isaiah in your chat says Virtuosa is a game changer. I don't know if she's a game changer for a company, but she's definitely a solid fucking hand to showcase way more than she probably is going to be for the next couple months to a year.
What I want to know is where's Britt Baker? Like, we haven't seen Britt Baker in months.
That's the $1 million fucking question.
Is where the fuck is Britt Baker?
Yeah. No clue what's going on there.
So, and then it'll be interesting to see once shit, her name was in my brain and then it was gone. Jamie Hayter. Whenever she comes back, what's going to happen with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And are they going to save it for London, her return for London, and have her fight in London? Because since she missed it last year.
I feel like she should be due back any fucking time, right? Like, it's been a while.
You'd think. Oh shit, that fucked up Nickelodeon shows on my TV.
That documentary that just came out?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Fucking
I think
Dan
this is
Schneider.
a new episode too. Yeah, fuck Dan Schneider.
That
Anyways.
shit's rough, man. I watched the other Nickelodeon documentary that came out like 2 years ago, but it was just like the history of Nickelodeon and like how it became. But a lot of the pedophiles mentioned were talking heads on that documentary, which did not age well. And it's only been like 2 years. So, woof.
Yeah. It was a rough watch. Maybe I'll have to do an episode on that instead of wrestling one time. We can get some people together and talk about our childhood and how it was ruined by Nickelodeon.
I feel so gross because like I used to let my daughter watch like iCarly and like shit like them. Victorious.
Oh, my son used to watch Victorious and iCarly all the time. Yeah. He loved those shows and Sam and Cat and all that stuff. My son loved those shows. He even watched Drake and Josh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was another one. Yep, Drake and Josh.
That was our kids' era.
Josh looks so weird now.
Yeah.
I want fat, tubby, happy-go-lucky Josh back. Where's that Josh?
His TikToks are a little interesting. Yeah, his TikToks are a little interesting. Ricky Starks and Big Bill versus Top Flight. I think they pulled an audible on that one since Ricky got hurt. I don't know that Top Flight was actually supposed to advance in that.
Which
but
sucks,
I guess they had to do what they had to do.
Hold on.
I'm a huge Ricky Starks fan too.
It sucks because I'm a huge Ricky fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like to be honest, I want Ricky to get the fuck out of there. I want him to, not even WWE, I want him to go somewhere where he'll get a proper goddamn. He's always going to get lost in the shuffle in AEW. I fucking said it. If you don't like it, just watch because it's always happened with Ricky Starks.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
Ricky rules.
Yeah, he's a talented kid. He's a really talented kid. So he definitely needs to be let free to do as, be as good as he is.
I'm actually shocked at how much Big Bill has grown on me in ring too. Like he's solid fucking big man from like
yeah. From the days with Enzo till now, he's definitely improved. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll get into SmackDown. Randy Orton versus Pretty Deadly. Randy Orton and KO versus Pretty Deadly started it off. Pretty Deadly is not bad, considering they look like a bunch of goofuses. They're not terrible.
I did an NXT UK podcast, cheap plug, Union Smack for years, and we knew about Pretty Deadly before they were even NXT, and those guys are tremendous.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They look like a bunch of goofballs, like I said, but they're good.
As Sick Rick says, the nip
Logan Paul,
or some shit.
The nip.
He calls them the nips or something.
The nips.
Yeah.
Yeah, their shirts are interesting, but it gets over. People like them, so. Logan Paul comes in with the brass knucks to KO, so Pretty Deadly got the upset. Randy Orton was pissed until he figured out what happened. Logan runs like the little bitch he is, and they go to commercial. Jay Cargill gets her introduction. She does look good. It was a very short debut. It was like, 30 seconds?
Awful promo.
Well, she's never been the strongest on the promos, but neither has Mercedes Moné. So it's just kind of.
Yeah.
She said like 5 sentences, and that was about it.
Mercedes Moné has like this lateral lisp that drives me insane. And it's so like, see, like my wife's a speech therapist, so if she's watching wrestling with me and she comes out, like she has to leave the room. She can't take it. It drives her nuts.
Oh, that's funny. See, they had Theory and Waller versus the Street Profits. I didn't even know Karrion Kross had a faction, so this was news to me because I'm not huge on WWE, so I didn't really know. So
It's
Theory and
not going to go
Waller
anywhere.
won that one, and so that set up that 6-man tag at WrestleMania. Then they did the Escobar and Dom segment. Ray comes out and they make the tag team match when they should have just made it Ray versus Santos at WrestleMania instead of bringing Dom into it. But that, I think, is also kind of leading towards possible tension and a breakup in the Judgment Day. Also, is what it's kind of, they're planting the seeds for little by little, that they're going to start breaking up the Judgment Day, or at least maybe kick Dom out of it.
Well, especially after what we saw on Raw, if you caught that.
Yeah. Brought him into the dressing room and everything, and Damian Priest getting mad. So they did a recap of Rock and Cody. Heyman says that Roman orchestrated the beatdown by The Rock. Solo versus Jay next week on SmackDown. AJ Styles.
I'm sorry. This Isaiah Ray guy in your chat, this is my man. He's stealing what I was going to say earlier because we said it on my podcast, my prediction. I think Priest is totally cashing into.
But on who?
On Rollins.
But on who? On Rollins?
On Rollins. We'll get there later. I'll explain, but my man in the
chat.
Let
me get to
Isaiah
WrestleMania. Ray. Yeah. Let's see. Bianca versus Dakota. Bianca won with the KOD. The Damage Control attacked Bianca and Naomi, leading Jade to come out. She looked impressive, but she only did 3 moves, so hard to tell. So that set up that 6-woman tag team match at WrestleMania. So not surprised that Jade walks in the door and gets a WrestleMania match. They've built her up as this big, huge star from the get-go. So doesn't surprise me.
It's amazing how many.
Moving on to Raw.
It's amazing how many WWE diehard fans shit on her when she was in AEW the whole time about her.
Oh, but they love her now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works, don't you know? As soon as they leave AEW and come to WWE, magically they forget all the hate that they had from them because they're where they want them to be.
I know. We went from Cody, went from Cody basically being stoned to death to now he could run for fucking mayor anywhere he goes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Raw opens with The Rock, which I'm getting so tired of, and I hope that stops after WrestleMania because I'm so fucking sick of seeing The Rock.
This week, this Raw we're going to talk about. You're talking about the one last night, right?
Last night.
Yeah. So this is the first time they did an ending that I was on board with because it was balanced booking. I'll explain why later, but I'm over it too. And I think he is going away after Mania because I know he's got some movies coming out this year. He's got to get on set, but yeah, same.
Told Cody he was going to make him bleed. That's what the secret was, and said he did. Roman comes out, blah, blah, blah. That's literally my notes. It says, Roman comes out with bloodline, blah, blah, blah. That's how interested I am in anything that Roman Reigns has to say. Blah, blah, blah. So Seth comes out through the crowd, challenges The Rock or Roman, which we knew both of them were going to turn it down. Ends up saying he's going to fight Solo. And Bloodline rules. New Day DIY versus Judgment Day. Judgment Day won with Damian Priest getting the pin. What did you think of the Sami Zayn promo package they did? Because I personally felt like I was watching a fucking after-school special.
Chef's kiss. I thought every vignette they did last night was tremendous.
See, and I didn't like that. I went and did something else during that. But I'm not a Sami Zayn fan either. Sorry, Isaiah, you already heard all this once, but I'm not an Isaiah or it's not a Sami Zayn fan either. So that could be it too. I've just never really gotten the hype. I'm a huge KO fan. Love KO. I actually stopped in the middle of a busy street once here in Denver to say hi to Kevin Owens because I saw him walking down the street. Stopped in the middle of it was Lincoln. It was right outside of my work. That's one of the busy streets down in downtown Denver. I saw him walking down the street, literally stopped in the middle of the street and yelled out my window, "Holy shit, you're Kevin Owens." He goes, "Yep."
Was he nice?
And then he kind of looked at me like I was crazy and drove up and walked away.
Oh, he was just like, he literally just said, "Yep."
Yep, pretty much. I was, like I said, I was in the middle of the street, so I couldn't really do a whole lot about it because I was driving down the middle of the street. So,
oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool, though.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. So Sami Zayn did the Bronson Reed match. Gunther came out, dragged Chad Gable out. Gunther took out Sami. I think this leads to Sami winning at WrestleMania, but we'll get to that when we get to the predictions. I just think they're kind of setting him up to win, unless they're just setting the fans up for another heartbreak like they like to do. Then they had the women's match, which was not much. The tag team match.
Yeah.
With Maxine Dupree. Ricochet came out, did Ricochet shit. It's pretty impressive. He was lifting Ivar up and
Hashtag
doing
Ricochet
some pretty impressive shit. Hashtag Ricochet shit. Yep, we could start that one. He's amazing. Becky and Rhea did a little brawl out, which was good. I love Becky Lynch. Her book is amazing, by the way. I'm about halfway through it. I got it on an audiobook, so I'm listening to it in her words. And it's actually really cool hearing it in her words. I'm still pretty early on into it, but so far it's a phenomenal book.
Nice.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens with those two, considering Becky's contract's coming up pretty soon. There hasn't been anything that she has signed or is going to sign. I think everything's still kind of up in the air with that.
She's going to resign.
If she doesn't, I don't think she goes anywhere else.
No, I think, and you never want to say this because look at fucking Edge, but I think she's a lifer.
Yeah. They did Damage Control. Of course, Damage Control won. They're not going to make them lose and look, right. Especially to Shayna Baszler, Zoe Starks, and Tegan Nox. So Seth vs. Solo was a great match. Rollins was about to win it. Jimmy came out with the super kick. The brothers brawl it out. Then, of course, here comes The Rock again. And then Cody comes out, and they just beat the piss out of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. They have made Cody look so weak throughout this whole storyline. It's been pretty crazy.
For me, yes, but until last night, because and I sent out a tweet yesterday after I watched this. It's the first ending I've thoroughly enjoyed they've done. The only reason the heels got the upper hand is because they're sneaky and they outnumbered the baby faces, right? So essentially Jey Uso came out first, right? And fought off his brother. That was fucking great, where like Jey threw Jimmy to the back. And all of a sudden you see Jay get thrown out like it's Fresh Prince, and there's The Rock, and I just the execution of, Seth's plan, the smile. Cody came out like a fucking badass, right? Rock didn't get shit in on Cody. And that's the booking. If those dirty goddamn heels weren't there, they would have fucking beat Rock's ass. So finally they did some balanced fucking booking with it. I liked it. I thought it was really good.
It was, but I'm just tired of saying the same old song and dance for the fourth week in a row. with The Rock being on top of everything. It's like, why did we really need The Rock to promote WrestleMania season? We could have gone any other way. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, though.
So on my show the other week, I feel bad for Drew McIntyre. You talk about a guy who can't catch a fucking break. I mean, he won his first world title in front of no one, and now his promotion for this has been shit. Besides this segment with Punk last week. Yeah, that was excellent. But I feel like I love Drew, man. He's been killing it. The Mindy's Bakery visit Twitter video was fucking great. I watched that like 5 times. I just feel bad for him. He should be. Yeah, I don't get it.
Now they're heading to Glasgow for Clash of Champions or Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, I also think he's re-signing too. I don't think he's going anywhere. Why would they put him in such a high-profile angle Monday if I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, and with them going to Glasgow too, they could potentially wait to put the title on him until they're there.
Right.
Because I don't really see him winning this weekend.
No.
I don't see him winning this weekend. That's one of my first predictions. I guess we'll start with that match, the World Heavyweight Championship match with Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, since I already said my prediction for that one. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins as the win for that one, but you guys got me thinking that Damian Priest may come in and cash in on Rollins after the match is over.
So what I said on... It actually wasn't my prediction going into it, but I'll let my co-host Michael go first. And this was his prediction. And as soon as he said it, I was like, well, fuck yeah, that's exactly what I think. So Punk's on commentary. So, obviously there's going to be a point in this match where Drew gets tossed to the outside and then him and Punk are going to have fucking words, right? There's no way in hell that's not going to happen. And that distraction, right? Drew's going to be occupied with fucking Punk. There's no rule that says you can't interrupt in the middle of a match with the Money in the Bank. Here comes Damian Priest, because I feel like, and we'll get to that later, I feel like they're going to lose their belts in the ladder match. They're going to make it look weak. They haven't mentioned him being senior Money in the Bank barely at all. And that's always what they do when a guy's about to fucking win it. No one's going to see it coming. And they need more top fucking guys on Raw, especially if Cody's about to go to SmackDown. Give it a shot. They have nothing to lose. They're red hot right now. They're making more money than they ever have. Give fucking Priest a shot. It's the secondary title. Who really fucking cares? Just let him do it.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
Let him have it.
Yep.
So then we got The Rock and Roman versus Seth and Cody for the stipulation. I've got The Rock and Roman winning this match for sure.
Exactly the same. Why else would they have this match? The whole key to this is you want to stack those fucking odds.
Stack the deck against Cody.
Exactly.
And by having it be bloodline rules, that just stacks it against Cody, because then everybody from the bloodline is going to be getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to save the undisputed Universal Championship to the end.
Right.
The Women's Championship versus Io Sky and Bayley. My prediction is actually Bayley.
Same.
Is that they're going to put the title on Bayley.
I really enjoy Io Sky's in ring, but as a champion, as an aura, it's fucking not been good for me. Plus, come on, it's got to be Bayley. We're also, a lot of people forget these milestone manias. I feel like a fucking broken record because I said all this shit on my episode, but it's cool because your listeners have never listened to it. All these milestone manias from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40, they always had, they're always like the feel-good manias, right? 10, Brett beat Yoko, Razor beat Shawn, fucking 20, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, right? He who shall not be named. 30, Daniel Bryan. 40, it's got to be Cody, it's got to be Bayley, possibly Sammy. There's your feel-good fucking mania milestone moments.
Yep. I feel that one. I think Rhea's retaining over Becky Lynch.
Same.
I definitely think that Rhea's a star, unless she's getting ready to take time off for her wedding between her and Buddy Matthews.
Oh, nice angle. I didn't even think about that. Now,
they could potentially take the title off Ripley if it's getting close to her and Buddy Matthews' wedding, so that she can take time off and do what she needs to do. Just like they wrote Dom off for 2 weeks so he could go do his wedding. it'll be interesting to see if they end up giving the title to Becky. I think that's what the reasoning will be behind it on the back end.
Have we ever got a Mania where both women's titles changed hands? Besides the one where Becky won both, that doesn't count.
Not that I
don't
can
think
remember.
So. That'd be a first.
Not that I can remember. U.S. title match.
You could go either way in that match. Either way would be fine. It wouldn't be the end of the fucking world.
Yeah, I'd be okay with both. I think Rhea's winning, but then after I wrote down my prediction, I was thinking and I was like, what if it's getting close to Rhea's wedding and she needs the time off for her wedding, so she's going to drop the belt so that she can go get married.
Yeah.
It's a possibility, and then they can refeud when she comes back. Then we got the U.S. title match, Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton versus douchebag Logan Paul. Now, I honestly think Logan Paul is going to retain because of the fact that he's a dirty little douchebag.
Thank you. That's exactly what I said. I think he's going to sneak out a chicken shit win. There's no reason to take it off of him. KO and Randy Orton do not need a fucking U.S. title run. Even though Kevin Owens' booking is the perennial fucking loser, he doesn't win shit. He's on his money run. He's a made man. Let Logan Paul sneak it out. You can't have every match be a feel-good moment. So eventually you're going to come to the title. Yeah.
Well, and he's such a sneaky little snake. That's how he wins all of his little matches. He'll probably have his brother come out or something stupid like he did last year. His brother, by the way, is going to get his ass rocked by Mike Tyson. Holy shit, is he going to die in that ring against Mike Tyson? I digress. I've just watched some of Mike Tyson's training videos, and holy shit.
Oh, same.
That guy's going to die.
Mike Tyson's podcast is tremendous, too. Hotbox with Mike or something.
Yeah, Mike Tyson
is getting high.
He's a fucking beast, man. The Intercontinental Championship with Gunther and Sami Zayn. I'm going to go with Sami Zayn on this one. Gunther's had it for quite some time. They haven't done a lot with it, with him being the champion. So it's time for a fresh look on the Intercontinental Champion, I think. So I think it's time to give it to Sami Zayn. Plus, he's the fan favorite.
So I said that exact same thing on but I've thought about this. This was like 2 weeks ago when we did ours about, to be honest, I got Gunther. Sammy is not going to get hurt taking a loss. For one, it's a David Goliath story. It's easy sympathy, babyface heat. People are still going to love Sammy. The night after Mania, he's on SmackDown. But fuck it. We can do what we want. Braun Breaker debuts. Squashes fucking Gunther. What a goddamn fucking way to make, because Braun Breaker's already a star. Do it. Fucking do it.
That's interesting. See the Usos. Uso versus Uso. I'm going with Jay.
My head says Jay, but my heart feels like they're going to do Jimmy because I feel like they're going to want to build like a rematch at the next pay-per-view and maybe like a gimmick match.
Yeah.
Plus, Jesus Christ, who needs a win more than Jimmy?
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely could use it. I'm hoping it's Jay, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Courtney. Thanks for coming.
Hello.
All right, let's see. What else we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 matches left to go. So we've got the 6-pack tag match. I've got Judgment Day winning. However, I have heard rumors that Theory and Waller are not going to make it to WrestleMania.
I heard that too. Is there like
and they're not going to be in the match. So we'll see on SmackDown. I think SmackDown is what'll tell us what'll happen with that. If they stick a surprise tag team in there, who could you think it could be?
A surprise tag team. Fuck it, Pretty Deadly. Why not?
That'd be interesting to see.
I got DIY winning this match because, again, with Jimmy Uso, my God, do they need it? They just and this goes back to what we were saying earlier. I mean, make Judgment Day look like complete fucking losers. They lost their gold. Dom can probably lose in his match too, and clean. Maybe even Becky beats Rhea, and it's a clean sweep. Judgment Day are losers. More incentive for no one to see Priest cashing in. So
true.
Are the Creed,
and then Priest could separate himself.
Are the Creed brothers in this match? I can't remember.
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I didn't write down who was in the match.
This is actually, and I'm probably the only person in the world saying this is the match I'm looking forward to the most, just because I've never seen a ladder match live, and that's for selfish personal reasons, but I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fucking awesome.
I agree with Isaiah, though. I think the tag team titles get broken up. I think one team takes one tag team title, and another team takes the other one.
And that's a fucking easy way to do a brand split.
So I'm going to take away my Judgment Day call and say I don't know who's going to win. Because Isaiah really did just prove a point that I think they're going to break them up. It's time to break up the tag team championships. It's either that or have 2 belts instead of people carrying around 4 fucking belts.
Yeah. Can we just go back to black straps on all belts too? Because I'm sick of fruit by the foot looking shit. They're like toys. I hate it.
R-Truth probably does grab the wrong one.
He probably tries to eat it because he thinks it's fruit by the foot and because he's R-Truth.
Who knows what kind of...
Awesome Truth could grab the Raw and New Cash could grab the SmackDown belts. Boom. And I know certain people are going to hate if a comedy team wins it, but give R-Truth a fucking consolation prize. The man is a treasure.
He is a national treasure. Nobody should ever say anything bad about R-Truth. He's the fucking man. Love him.
It's the best.
And he doesn't age, like, at all.
No, I need to know all the foundation and lotions. It's probably just simple shit. It's probably just like cocoa butter or something. Coconut
Pretty
butter
much. It's jeans. It's got to be the jeans. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I'm predicting LA Knight. He needs it more.
My hometown guy. Yeah, it's got to be. It's absolutely got to be LA Knight. A lot of people worried at Crown Jewel when he lost the reins. Or, is he going to start to lose fan support? To be honest, it's fucking... people are still behind him, and AJ Styles doesn't need it. AJ Styles is a made man. No matter how many, he could lose every fucking match for the rest of his career. He's still AJ Styles. The fans are still going to respect him. You got to start getting serious. You got to start getting big wins on LA Knight. Keep that momentum going.
I call Styles soccer mom.
Yeah,
the soccer mom.
Well, now he's like, it's getting really long. He's like fucking Rock of Love or Bret Michaels or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I used to watch that show. That show was hilarious back in the day. Ray and Dragon Lee versus Dom and Escobar. Again, I think Judgment Day is going to have a rough night. And Ray and Dragon Lee are going to win that match. I don't think Dom and Escobar wins.
And that could be what we were saying earlier. Them losing could piss off Judgment Day anymore, and that's how they exile Dominic or something. So
exactly, by losing his match. Lashley and Street Profits versus the Final Testament. That's the first I've heard of that match today.
Was today
when I was looking up the matches. Yeah, so that's happening at WrestleMania.
That's got to be a pre-show match. Please God.
That's what I was thinking, is that it's going to end up on the pre-show. I think Lashley and the Street Profits win it, because I don't think anybody takes the Final Testament very seriously.
As much as I could give 2 shits who win this match, I mean, the one way to make them take them seriously is give them some wins. So fuck it. Final Testament. I don't care who wins the match.
Karrion Kross definitely could use it.
Yep. And AOP. I love AOP. I've always loved AOP.
The 6-woman tag team match. I think we all already know that Jade, Naomi, and Bianca are winning this match, because they're not going to book Jade to lose her first match.
You could, because I mean, she doesn't have to take the pin. What if there's like a miscommunication spot, and that's
I was
what
just
leads
thinking
us?
that as I was literally saying that, is there could be a miscue spot with Bianca and set up
Yep.
Bianca versus Jade,
Yeah.
the two strongest women on SmackDown. Wait, is Bianca on SmackDown? Or is she on Raw?
Yes.
Yes. I'm like, I can't remember.
I can't remember. Oh, that's sad. I agree. Cross is great at what he does. He's just always been booked like shit. Go, everyone that shits on Karrion Cross, go watch that motherfucker in TNA and MLW. Fucking star waiting to happen. It's right fucking there, guys. He's right there. Just use him. Use him.
Yeah, he's better than he has been because he definitely hasn't been used very well. It's hard to make people pay attention or give a shit because he's not used properly. He never has been since he came.
Well, ask Ron Simmons. It's hard to come back from a fucking gladiator helmet. Once they put one of those on you, it takes a while. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then that brings us to the night 2 main event, the undisputed Universal Championship, Rhodes versus Reigns. Now, I am going to go ahead and go with Cody Rhodes on the win on this one.
if it's not, wow.
If it's not, holy shit, is that going to be all for nothing?
Isaiah's got Roman Reigns.
But where does Cody go if he doesn't win? What happens with Cody if he doesn't win? That's what I think about. Is what does he do? Because if he loses, as long as Roman's in the chair, he's not going to have a shot at the Universal title.
He's not. First of all, and I said this last year and I look like a fucking asshole, but this year I'm certain Cody's not losing.
They've just
the reason I
stacked it
say
so
that
much
is
they've made
'cause-
it almost predictable.
well, yes, we've been saying it all night how much they've been beating his ass down on the road here. I mean, last year it wasn't like that. It was more just like verbal. You know what I'm saying? This year, you better make that motherfucker win, or you're gonna.
Or who's going to give a shit about Cody anymore?
I'm going to be there in one of the most dangerous cities in the fucking country on top of it, and people are going to be pissed if they do that. So please, for my safety, fucking let
for my safety, please let them win.
Shit.
Let Cody win. Yeah, Philly's no joke, man. That place is, they have a jail in that stadium?
I do.
They have a jail in that stadium because the fucking people in Philly are so fucking whacked out of their minds. Go Giants, by the way.
I guess here's the $1 million question, Jess, before we get out of here tonight. We both got Cody winning, but how?
I think there's going to be help. He's going to get help, but I don't know from who.
The little Mark and Travis wants Steve Austin so fucking bad. It would make so much sense for that to be the guy to come out. They did the little sneak thing on the trailer with Cena.
Yeah, with Austin. Him and Cena.
And that's not their trucks, by the way. I saw a picture of that on like Instagram. Like their actual trucks has like fucking Montez Ford and like mid-card guys. That was not one of their trucks. So that Triple H under Paul Levesque, his book. It's weird saying Paul Triple H Levesque. I got to get used to it. Under his booking, he loves his little hints in the background, like, well, what's back there? Oh, is that Nikki Cross? Or like maybe. I mean, it's a milestone mania. John Cena as well. We always get the former top fucking guys at every milestone mania. Neither have been mentioned or advertised. You would think for the 40th mania, we would at least see, Steve Austin's going to appear. We'll hear from John Cena. None of that. Fucking nothing. Now they come out to help him because obviously you got to make him lose night 1, like we said, or otherwise, what's the fucking point of that tag match? Stack the odds and makes it no DQ, bloodline rules, right? So they just come out and they fight off the heels. Cody, for me, you can't just have, if it's going to be like that, you can't just have Austin come out, stunner, and then Cody pins him. No, they shouldn't even touch Roman Reigns. They should come out, just, fend off the stable. Cody's got to do it clean. The odds are fucking even now. You know what I'm saying? All the bullshit and the gaga's gone. Now it's 1-on-1. You've got to fucking do it clean. Otherwise, pick your next top star, because little kids and younger fans are going to give up if you fuck it up this time. I'm telling you, you're going to fuck up Cody Rhodes if you do it.
Cody's done if he doesn't win.
I don't know why
if he doesn't win, I agree with Storms, and I rarely agree with Storms on anything. But if Cody loses, he's done.
At least as a believable, like,
babyface.
You could put him like back in the day, like, you know, the standard was make a heel, or sorry, a face keep losing and then they whine another heel. That's not the route. We have plenty of fucking heels in WWE. We need top baby faces.
Yeah, we don't need any more.
So, hey, we did it though. I'm proud of us.
We did. We made it in an hour too, even though I went through everything really quickly. Thank you for coming. I'm glad I moved things back 15 minutes, because oh my gosh, if y'all would have saw the first 15 minutes that I tried to shoot by myself, that shit was fucking horrendous. Isaiah stuck with me the whole time, but man, that's my boy for sitting through that, because that was terrible. But I think now that he beats Hogan's record this weekend, I think then it's a good time to take it off of him. Because I think that's what they want to do.
As long as we don't have to break Bruno's, because then I'm done. Fuck that. That's like
I can't take any more of 3.5 years of Roman as champion is enough. Give it to somebody else, for crying out loud. Enough's enough.
Cody, I'm just reading your chat. Cody realistically should have won it last year. Roman hasn't done anything beneficial for the title in the last year. Both men are less than they were going into. I agree and disagree. I don't feel like Cody's less at all as far as fan support. Maybe booking wise he's been, but the fans have stuck right there with him.
Yeah. But Roman hasn't done shit with the title for at least a year and a half.
That's the part I agree with. Yeah.
He hasn't done shit with the title in years. So it's like, what the fuck's the point? He's rarely ever shows up.
I made a tweet out the other day. I mean, I don't give a fuck if you love or hate the guy. Like, we're now just in the go-home week of fucking WrestleMania with these go-home shows. We got Roman last night. Where the fuck's he been? The past other couple, he should have been on every one of these fucking shows, because you know what that did? And it's exactly what it is right now. He's an afterthought. It's all about The Rock. You would think The Rock's defending the fucking belt against Cody Rhodes. And
that's what me and TJ talked about last week. Is it fucking Cody versus?
Be like, are you mad at somebody? I don't mean to keep yelling, but they just frustrate me so much with their fucking booking. And I know it's a new regime and a new era and some breaths of fresh air. I know we got cool new camera shots coming down the aisle and shit like that, but you cannot this would be worse. This would be worse than the finger poke of doom. This would be worse than the higher power reveals Vince. This would be shit. Not defendable. The fucking markiest fucking diehard WWE defender could not defend it. You just can't. You look like an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got through everything, buddy. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. I'm going to get you booked again. Definitely for a future episode.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to have to get you booked on Slam Pigs sometime. Come over.
Anytime. Absolutely, awesome. Anytime. Oh, there's the other dog. Hi, Tank.
But yeah, dude, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And it was a blast. I'm sorry. And sorry I was late again because of work. Fuck work.
Hey, work happens. That's why I moved it back a half an hour. It still ended up working back just fine. Now I know never to try and go alone again, because I make it about 15 minutes talking to myself. So I went through Raw, SmackDown, Collision, Rampage, and Dynamite in 15 minutes by myself.
I'm impressed.
It was a pretty quick rundown.
So you're just like, this match happened. You didn't say like what you thought about it. You're just like, well, this person.
Not really. Oh yeah, it was terrible.
I mean, dude, it was terrible. It's week 2, and your entire podcast.
I know.
You'll get there. You know what's scary?
We'll get there. Hey, week 1 was.
Sorry, what's fucking scary? And it just
week 1 was successful, but
Like I just turned 40. I can't realize I've been doing this shit for almost 10 years. Christ, the fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. And this is
Getting
episode
old.
2 for me. But we'll get there. It'll get better week after week. I'm going to be on Maddie's podcast, The Top Rope Squishy. It's actually going to be next week. She's not having it this week. She moved it to next week. So I'll be on that next week. I'll be on Storm's show in 2 weeks. We'll be predicting Dynasty and going over our predictions for AEW Dynasty. So we'll be on that. Go ahead and give us your plugs again, buddy, so they can follow you.
On YouTube for retro gaming and all that nerdy stuff. Reset Button Podcast, Pro Wrestling, Slam Pigs Podcast on YouTube, horror movie reviews, Horrors of Hibiki, all on YouTube. And the only place to find me on social media, one account, all those, promote them all at Reset Button Pod on Twitter. Not saying this. That's dumb. This is dumb. And I guess I never use it, but my Instagram is still Hibiki TMD. So check me out there and check out my bud Lawmance who was here last week. One of my co-hosts. Love the guy. I'll see you in 4 days, Bubsy. 4 of them.
You guys are gonna have so much fucking fun. All right. Again, guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Princess Skywalker Lowdown. You can find me on Twitter at Skywalker10, Princess Skywalker. You can find me, of course, here on the channel. Like, subscribe, tweet out, let everybody know. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, unless I've got something else going on. Other than that, I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you the Tuesday after WrestleMania. And we're out. Have a good night, everybody.